Next question. Hundreds of thousands of Boston residents use the MBTA every day. Before you say, it's not my problem, it's a state problem, the people who you want to represent, they ride the T. They're outraged, the list is long, they have delays, safety issues, the rates keep going up. What are you going to do for these people? It is our problem, Maria. And as mayor of Boston, given that we are assessed $75 million, I intend to have a seat at that table. Public transportation is the lifeline for a lot of our neighborhoods. Not only does it connect neighborhoods of Boston together, but it also provides opportunity for the residents of our city. Opportunities in education, opportunities in employment, opportunities in health care. And so we need to do the best we can to make sure that the delivery of services of optimum levels and make sure that it's efficient, it's safe, and it's cost effective for some of our more vulnerable and modest means residents. And also use this as an opportunity to reduce the carbon footprint. And open up the opportunities for more bicycle lanes and scooters and mopeds to have curbside space downtown. Again, it's multifaceted. We could also use our efforts around the transportation to get people working again. When's the last time you rode the T? Just the other day. You did? Yep. Where'd you go? I went downtown. You did? Yep. Do you remember how much it cost? No. Mr. Yoon?
I've got a Charlie card. No.
Here, yeah, do you have a Charlie card?
I do. It's in my wallet, okay. And I have to put more money on it. But I agree with Michael in that the Boston pays its assessment and is the single largest customer and needs to have a say in transit policy, and that is the role of the mayor. But I want to come back to this. Talking points are talking points, and that's all good. That's all well and good. You know that in order to get it done, it's going to require looking at the system, because in this present system, the mayor, if with that much control of everything, you develop a certain kind of comfort level. And the comfort level, if you stay way inside that comfort level, you're not engaging kind of other authorities or other, other decision makers in our state in order to move a policy forward, and you're not bringing people into your office to create an agenda that'll work for the city. And that's what Mr. Flaherty just said. You say what, Mr. McRae? Well, first of all, I do remember the last time I used the T. My mother and I went to the Kennedy funeral out in Dorchester. I ride the T all the time. I take it down to City Hall to check up on my elected officials and to pay my taxes. And what we need to do is we need to eliminate the Boston Redevelopment Authority. And I'm going to go around the city. I'm going to take 2 years. I'm going to go to every neighborhood. And I'm talking about transportation. Okay. Don't cut me off, please. No, I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to answer questions. No, and I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm just trying to stay focused on the question, which is, what would you do? What would you do? Yeah, I'm talking about what I would do. I would go around the city and put together a master plan for the next 25 years so that we have zoning in place and we talk to the residents. What do you need for public transit? Where are we going to build the next public transit lines? I've traveled, I've done business in Asia, I've done business in Europe. Their trains, their buses are far superior to ours. What I would do is I'd joke, but it's only half joking. I'd go to Tokyo, I'd hire the head of the Tokyo subway system where you can take a train and set your watch by it. I'd tell him that Daisuke is going to be pitching in the World Series for us, and I'd get that guy over here. There are train systems all around the world that we need to borrow from them, learn what they've done right, and bring it here to Boston and Massachusetts. Finally, I'm very encouraged that President Obama has put $8 billion towards building a high-speed rail. We need high-speed rail between Boston, New York, and Washington, and eventually up to Montreal. And we need spurs here so that we have the creative people in Boston and the manufacturing in Fall River, Lawrence, New Bedford, those communities. Mayor, do you admit that there's a problem with the T? There is a problem with the T. They're going through an overview with that property, the problem with the T. They have individuals there now looking at it. They've been working on it for the last 3 weeks. I've had conversations with the governor on this issue, and we're going to continue to work on making sure that the neighborhoods of Boston have good service. That's why I've been a big supporter of the Indigo line, which goes through the neighborhoods of Boston. Open up new train stops as we go through out to Hyde Park and those areas, Washington Street, also down to Ashmont, and also down to Columbia Road. There's Indigo lines what all the community groups want. I've been working with those community groups the last 3 years, making sure they have services in the neighborhoods of Boston.
Go ahead.
One of you speak.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's right. Also, you know, Michael mentions the filings building. I met with those individuals 3 weeks ago. We had ongoing conversations in our city. We're not there yet, but we're getting close to it.
And the mayor, the last time you took the tea?
Oh, about 3 weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember
The Silver Line is a great part of our city also. It brings people down to the Boston waterfront.
Is that the line that you took?
Yes, that's right. The Dana-Farber, that's why they're down in South Boston waterfront, because of the Silver Line takes their workers down there, and they've enlarged their facility over the last 4 years because they want to bring their, and they say it's easier to get to the South Boston waterfront than it is to the Longwood Medical area.
I don't want to cut you all off, but we've got to keep moving on. We obviously are doing this